If you buy something for 60, if somebody pay you 100, it's easy, give them 40 back. What Jenny do? She just give everything and like, okay, keep it.
Given them all the change I given to you. You haven't charged anybody.
Please handle this.
Hey!
What, you need, take out your phone, just calculate like...
No, I cannot. I already told you I don't want to deal with the money.
Chaos at Sumit's cafe hits before the day even starts. Jenny hands over coffee after coffee, smiles wide, but forgets the most basic thing, the money. Customers are walking out without paying, and nobody seems to notice. Imagine a business where the most essential part, taking cash, is collapsing in real time. That's exactly what's happening here, and the tension is electric. You can almost feel Sumit's frustration building, his shoulders tight, while Jenny stands there, completely unaware of the growing disaster. Hey, I'm Lily from Reality Drama Files, and if you love watching the most shocking, jaw-dropping moments from 90 Day Fiancé unfold, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below letting me know. Would you survive working in a business like this? Because honestly, this is chaos wrapped in a coffee cup, and we're just getting started. What's wild is how quickly things spiraled. At first, the cafe seemed like it could work. Fresh beans, students lining up, the smell of espresso pulling everyone in. But one mistake after another shows that running a cafe is more than just serving a perfect cappuccino. It's about money, timing, and coordination. Jenny's role was supposed to be simple, handle the cash, greet customers, and keep things moving. Instead, she's giving away free coffee like it's a charity drive, and the cracks are starting to show. Every tip, every note, every transaction becomes a potential disaster. The question now is, can this business survive if the person responsible for money literally cannot count? Can Sumit manage the cafe, the customers, and his wife all at once without it collapsing completely? By the end of today, one small slip could decide everything, and the viewers are about to see it unfold. The tension in the cafe isn't just about money. It's about roles, expectations, and the unspoken rules of who does what. Sumit is juggling orders, brewing drinks, and trying to keep the cafe from turning into a complete disaster, all while keeping an eye on Jenny. Every time she smiles and waves a coffee cup at a customer without asking for payment, his patience thins a little more. You can see it in the way he exhales sharply, mutters under his breath, and glances toward his father as if pleading for backup. The in-laws are watching too. They've spent years navigating both family and business, and Jenny's missteps are like watching a foreign film with the sound off. They get the gist, but the details are infuriating. There's a quiet judgment in every glance, a barely concealed sigh when Jenny fumbles with cash or forgets an order. And yet, they're also trying to be supportive, because this is family, and the stakes aren't just money. They're relationships, pride, and cultural expectations. Jenny, on the other hand, seems blissfully unaware of just how high the stakes are. She's smiling, chatting, learning the coffee machine, and trying to fit in. But enthusiasm only goes so far when the numbers don't add up. She's been handed a role designed to be simple, handle the front, manage cash, and keep things moving. Instead, her charm is running the cafe, not the register. Every interaction is a test of patience and nerve. One wrong move, one missed payment, and the tension spikes again. A new customer walks in, holding a handful of notes, and Jenny turns with a bright grin, ready to serve. But this time, the stakes are higher. Will she get it right? Or will the chaos strike again, right in front of everyone waiting in line? The first real wave of operational chaos hits when Jenny tries to handle a simple cash transaction. A customer hands her a 500 rupee note for 2 coffees priced at 60 and 90. Simple math, right? Somehow, it turns into a full-blown crisis. She calls Sumit from the back, asking for help, then hands the entire 500 back without subtracting the cost. The customer blinks, unsure if this is a joke or a free coffee giveaway. Sumit's jaw tightens, his hands on his hips, watching the money literally walk out the door. The problem isn't malice, it's a mismatch between responsibility and skill. This is where small failures become huge stress bombs. Each misstep triggers anxiety not just for Jenny, but for everyone watching. Her brain is overloaded, juggling new technology, currency differences, and social pressure all at once. Psychologists would call it cognitive overload, but here, it's just hilarious and painful to witness. She's capable in some areas, making espresso, engaging with customers, but the simplest task, handling money, feels insurmountable. Meanwhile, tech issues pile on. App payments are confusing, orders come in faster than anyone can process them, and the cafe doesn't even have a proper cash register yet. Every miscalculation, every dropped note, every delayed payment adds another layer of tension. Sumit is trying to manage the flow, the customers, and the growing financial disaster, while Jenny keeps smiling, hoping charm will solve what math cannot. And it's not just the numbers, it's the stakes. Every failed calculation chips away at trust, confidence, and the image of the business. The customers are enjoying the coffee, but they're witnessing chaos unfold behind the counter. Will Jenny finally manage a transaction without disaster? Or is this just the beginning of a day where small mistakes grow into major headaches? By the time the next order arrives, no one knows if it will be handled or handed away for free. What started as small missteps is now snowballing fast. Customers are starting to notice that something isn't quite right. A student orders a cappuccino, hands over the money, and waits. And waits. Jenny fumbles with the notes, muttering under her breath, calling Sumit again, and holding up the line. Receipts are half-written or missing entirely, and each interaction is a small scene of confusion. You can see the irritation building, not just from Sumit, but from everyone around. The cafe is becoming a pressure cooker. Sumit tries to stay calm, asking Jenny what the total is, showing her the notes, and trying to guide her through the process without yelling. So, 60 plus 90. How much do they owe? He asks, voice steady, but tense. The answer is 150. Simple, clear, but Jenny freezes. She hesitates, miscalculates, and suddenly the customer is starting to wonder if the coffee is free today. Every error is a question in the air. Did they charge them? Did they give back the right change? Did anyone notice? Receipts don't help. Numbers don't help. And Jenny's confidence collapses with every mistake. The in-laws' faces tighten. They exchange glances that say everything without speaking. The stakes aren't just financial, they're emotional, cultural, and relational. Sumit is torn between teaching, correcting, and managing the flow of orders. Jenny is trying, really trying, but effort doesn't cancel out the errors. The line grows, tension spikes, and the cafe atmosphere thickens with anxiety. And then, it happens. A new customer arrives with a large order and a 1,000 rupee note. Jenny beams at them, coffee in hand, unaware that this single misstep could escalate into the most public, embarrassing chaos yet. Will she handle the transaction? Or will this be the tipping point that exposes every previous mistake? The moment could change everything. And everyone is watching. Jenny steps back for a moment, wiping her hands on her apron, and you can see it. Her smile faltering, shoulders slumping, eyes flicking toward the floor. She's frustrated, overwhelmed, and honestly, a little scared. The orders keep coming, the notes pile up, and every mistake feels like it's magnified 100 times in front of customers. It's not just about coffee or cash. It's about proving she belongs, keeping the peace, and not letting everyone down. And when pressure hits like this, even the smallest task can feel impossible. Sumit watches her struggle, tension etched across his face. He wants to step in, to correct, to teach, but he's also exhausted, balancing the business, the line of waiting customers, and the unspoken expectation that everything will run smoothly. His exasperation is real, but it's rooted in concern. He knows Jenny can do better if the chaos is managed, yet every misstep keeps that potential just out of reach. Psychologically, this is classic overload. Jenny's attention is scattered, her working memory stretched, and the constant interruptions prevent her from building confidence in even the simplest task. Each failed calculation becomes a mirror, reflecting her anxiety, the family's expectations, and the weight of responsibility. You can see the internal conflict. She wants to help, to succeed, to fit in. But the stress keeps pushing her in the opposite direction. And the tension isn't just about money anymore. It's about relationships, pride, and the fear of failure in front of everyone. Customers smile politely, but the atmosphere is thick, and Sumit knows it. Something bigger is coming. A misstep that won't just be a funny error, but a full-blown moment of chaos. You can feel it in the air. The question is whether the cafe, the family, and Jenny herself are ready for it. Because once it hits, there's no going back. Jenny hands a cup of coffee to a customer, smiles wide, and asks, "That'll be 90 rupees. The customer counts their money, passes it over, and waits for change. Jenny hesitates, squints at the notes, mutters something under her breath, then hands back exactly what she was given. The customer blinks. Did they just get a free coffee? Did she forget to subtract the cost? You can almost hear the collective gasp in the cafe, and Sumit's face says everything. He's equal parts horror and frustration. It's one thing to mess up in private, but in front of paying customers, every mistake becomes a scene. The line grows, people shuffle impatiently, and Jenny's charm can't make up for math that doesn't add up. She smiles, tries to laugh it off, but the stress is written all over her face. Every slip-up is a tiny explosion of embarrassment, not just for her, but for the whole family trying to keep the cafe afloat. This is where comedy and drama collide. Watching someone fumble is funny, but the stakes are real. Money, customer satisfaction, family pride. It's all on the line. And Jenny? She's trapped in the middle, trying to perform under pressure, while every failed calculation feeds into her anxiety. It's relatable in a painful way. Who hasn't frozen when the simplest task suddenly feels impossible? So, let me ask you, if you were in Jenny's shoes, what would you do? Step back and let someone else handle it? Or power through and risk another public blunder? Because right now, the tension is mounting, and the next customer approaches with a large order and a handful of notes. Will Jenny finally get it right, or is another cringe-worthy disaster about to unfold, this time in front of a full cafe and everyone watching? The moment could define the day, and nobody knows which way it will go. The cafe is alive with activity, but the energy is no longer positive. Sumit is running around, taking orders, brewing drinks, and trying to keep Jenny on track with cash. Every time she hesitates or miscalculates, his frustration grows, and you can see it ripple through the family. His father glances over, eyebrows raised, silently questioning why this basic task keeps falling apart. Even the smallest mistake now feels monumental. Jenny feels cornered. She's trying to stay composed, but the pressure is crushing. Orders are piling up, customers are waiting, and every failed transaction becomes a spotlight on her nerves. Psychologically, this is peak stress. Coping under pressure isn't just about skill, it's about perception of control. Jenny's control is slipping, and the more she struggles, the more the stress feeds on itself. It's like a feedback loop. Mistakes increase tension, tension increases mistakes, and suddenly, even a simple order feels impossible. Sumit tries to teach without anger, guide without micromanaging, but it's clear he's near his limit. He can't cook, serve, and manage the register at the same time. The responsibility is shared, but Jenny's role is the linchpin, and the cracks are widening. The in-laws exchange quick, frustrated glances. Everyone knows that a single misstep could escalate into a full confrontation. Behaviorally, this is fascinating. When humans are exposed to constant micro-stressors, they either adapt quickly, shut down, or lash out. Jenny's trying the first two, but exhaustion is creeping in. Each interaction with a customer now carries emotional weight, not just transactional weight. And then it happens. The next order arrives with a complicated set of notes and a request for exact change. Jenny smiles, tries to focus, but something in the air hints this might be the breaking point. Will she handle it? Or is the financial chaos about to explode in front of the whole cafe? Everything hits at once. The cafe is crowded, orders are flying in, and Jenny is juggling multiple payments at the same time. A customer hands her a 1,000 rupee note for 3 drinks, and suddenly, all the earlier mistakes come back to haunt her. She freezes, counts, recounts, and hesitates. Sumit leans over, trying to guide her, but the line of customers is growing impatient. The energy in the room is electric with tension, and you can practically hear the stress humming in the air. Every small failure from earlier is amplified. The free coffee incident, the forgotten change, the app payment confusion, they all converge in this single moment. Customers are watching, whispering, and politely trying not to look annoyed, while Jenny's anxiety spikes. Her hands shake slightly, the notes slip through her fingers, and for a moment, the cafe feels like it could collapse under the weight of mistakes. Sumit's frustration is visible, his jaw tight, as he balances between stepping in and letting her handle it. The in-laws exchange worried glances, recalling all the little missteps from earlier. Each one feels magnified, a reminder that running a business is more than making good coffee. It's about coordination, focus, and accountability. And here, in front of everyone, every failure is exposed. Jenny's vulnerability, Sumit's stress, and the family tension collide into one intense, uncomfortable, and captivating scene. And yet, there's a strange rhythm to it. Chaos and comedy intertwine. You can't look away, because each misstep is unpredictable. Will the cafe survive this perfect storm? Or is this the moment everything falls apart? With customers watching and stakes at their highest, the answer hangs in the balance. The pressure cooker of a day has reached its peak, and the next few seconds could change everything for Jenny, Sumit, and the cafe. The rush finally slows. Customers leave with smiles, coffee in hand, satisfied with the taste even if the service was shaky. Sumit exhales, rubbing his temples, trying to process the chaos of the day. Jenny leans against the counter, exhausted, a mix of relief and lingering anxiety on her face. The cafe survived, technically, but the tension hasn't gone anywhere. Every misstep, every forgotten note, every miscalculated change lingers in the air like an invisible weight. Behaviorally, this day shows how pressure can magnify even the smallest weaknesses. Jenny's struggles weren't about laziness or carelessness, they were about cognitive overload, stress, and unfamiliar responsibilities. Sumit's frustration, on the other hand, reflects the challenge of balancing empathy with accountability. Together, the family navigates the difficult tightrope between running a business and managing personal relationships. And every misstep teaches a lesson about patience, communication, and preparation. There's a quiet moment where you can see the reflection in everyone's eyes. Jenny's vulnerability stands out, but so does her resilience. Despite embarrassment, confusion, and relentless pressure, she's still trying. Sumit's exasperation softens into strategy. He knows the cafe has potential if the right systems are put in place. But the human element can't be ignored. Even small mistakes carry emotional weight, and learning from them will be the key to survival. And yet, this is far from over. The cafe is alive, the customers are happy, but Jenny's journey is ongoing. Every order, every payment, every customer interaction is another test. And the next time you tune in, the stakes get higher, the mistakes bigger, and the drama more intense. Will Jenny finally find her footing, or will the cafe's chaos reach a breaking point? Next time, The drama gets even bigger, and you won't want to miss a second.